Okay. Let's get into this. My inability to type. I texted Taya, playing more Rootrees. Music be fire for real. I texted Taya and I said, play more Rootrees if you wanted to watch and make fun of my inability to type. So, there we go. Okay. So yesterday we did pretty good. Got the what's it? Matriarch Gwyneth and old man Elias over here. The zoom is so sensitive. Hold on. Let's turn this the fuck down. Okay, that's much better. Fuck. I go to zoom and it's like, god damn. Okay. So we are looking eventually for more pictures of Diamond. 2 more pictures of James, which James is in one of these photos. Like, he is one of these 5. Not this one. No, he's actually one of these 4. I think he's this one. I'm just gonna put it. Wait, is there one that's like no, not that we can see. Fuck it, I'll just put it, and then if it gets finished, it will. Okay, so Gwen, here's your other picture, and your 2 boys are these 2. But I have no clue who they are. Maybe I should do the other 2 on this list. Red. Yeah, because I have no clue who Red Roottree is. What the fuck? You find information on a website about strange historical facts. Aloysius? Herring Roottree, aka Red. Yeah, don't go by fucking Aloysius. Was an appointed judge and a politician who earned his nickname ironically because he was the ambassador to Ireland for only 6 days. What? He served what some people contend is the shortest term in history. A few days after he was appointed, he was heard disparaging his position and the Irish people. He then tried to run for state senate. He claimed to be related to the Roottree Candy Company and a newspaper ad, but it came out that his last name was merely a coincidence, and he was defeated in a landslide. Can I look this up and get different? No. Okay, so that was just a red herring. Ooh, she was an author. A distant relative of the Roottree sisters is known for her book, A Life Between Wars. The double letters in Roottree fucks me up every time I go to spell it. 1965 student edition, republished 1993. It seems you've hit the jackpot here. This is a book occasionally taught in schools. You even find a hardcover edition for students that has full page, high quality pictures in it. A summary of the contents of the book, photos, as well as some particularly relevant diaries from the entries of the diary have been added to your evidence. Okay. Now let's go back to this and read this. Lauren, according to a website about famous authors in the early 1960s, Lauren released a few romance novels under her married name, Lauren Rafferty, to little fanfare. When her publisher learned she had been keeping diaries about her famous family, they insisted she release them under her original name, Lauren Roottree, to take advantage of her family's notoriety. The selection of diaries released in 1965, A Life Between Wars, spans from the untimely death of her husband in World War II to coping with the post-war world as a young widow and a mother, as well as her perspectives on changing times and socialites all the way through the entry into Vietnam. While the content is not considered particularly relevant to modern audiences, it has found new life as an exercise in high school English classes to show an evolution in writing style and for a look into life into previous generations. After the success of her diaries, her publisher re-released her romance novels under the name Lauren Roottree. This included Romance in Court, which gained popularity. She followed the re-release up by writing 2 new sequels, creating what fans referred to as the Court Jester series. Let's just check this one out first. About the author brother mentioned she's inspiration one of her brothers, Clancy. We'll just highlight that part right now. And then what was the other one? Court Jester series. Nothing. Okay, well, we got quite a bit. Oh, we got multiple pages. I'd rather go to this one. Yeah, let's do this one first. Okay. Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is the next generation. Caption: an attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5-piece photo with our generation. For old time's sake, we gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way to the left since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. But I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the 4 of us stand together, and so we were clumped up in the middle. Okay, so here. And let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. Grandma insisted we include Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why including Sam. I also didn't think it fair Miracle made it, since he's technically a 5-piece. Oh, so this is another picture of Miracle. Or wait, do I even have a picture of Miracle? I guess my inner child still holds a grudge even after all these years. Okay, so, oh yeah, I don't have a picture of Miracle. So, because I think that's a picture. Is this the picture of Miracle? And then I don't know what age range this picture is from though. But I know this one is saying he's original 5-piece. So this would make that? Yeah, because there's no additional pictures here. Okay. Okay, and this is the picture Gwen was talking about, I guess? When she sent... Where'd it go? This one? Oh. So these must be the 5-piece. Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is the 5 pieces. Caption, this picture was famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. It was taken in 1935 to celebrate the move to the new warehouse that Eli Jr. designed. Isn't it Elias? Is it Elias Jr.? Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it, and the 3 of us were all about the same age. Wait, there's people in the back. Oh, I guess this person is... Okay. We were told only the 5... Angie and I. So, Lauren and Angie, or the opposite, and Miracle. So... I know those 3, and I just need to figure out other names. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't even go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose to stop the tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found out years later that they never even took a second photo. Oh no, Angie and Lauren were the descendants of these children, or these 2 women. Not these 2 women, of any of these people. But they just happened to be in his age range because he was born 14 years later. Okay. So, oh, I can't do that one yet. Margolite. So, I'm assuming Angie and Lauren are in this generation. Maybe, I don't know where though. Wait. This is the last star, so this has to be Lauren. Writer, I guess? Rither, what the fuck? Author. There we go. Okay, first page. The below are notes and observations you made while skimming through Lauren Roottree's diaries. Pages in A Life Between Wars. Lauren Roottree is notable. She's marked with a star. Yes, got that. The book was published in 1965 and consists of diary entries that stretch from 1940 to 1965. Excuse me. Butler County Times. Ooh, I could look up Lauren there too. That's not... I put the wrong picture. This is the one I know is Lauren. I don't know who that other girl is. I don't know if I have a second picture of Lauren yet. Wait. I do because of this photo. So I'm assuming this is her then. Because I don't think that's her. Oh, but I can't put it in yet. Whatever. Okay. I need to go back to reading. The most important event that much of the diary and Lauren's thoughts revolve around was the loss of her husband, Jacob. Jacob died in the final months of World War II while Lauren was pregnant. This left her to raise her son Clark alone. Clark. Didn't we read about Clark? Did that say Clark? Or did it say Carl? No, it said Clark. Okay. I guess I didn't. It was Carl and Clancy is who I have notes on. So this is... I guess maybe his name was Rafferty? Oh, whoa. Wait, what? Rafferty LaRue. Diamond LaRue. The fuck? Okay, so I know that this is Clark Rafferty. I know he is a Rafferty. I don't know who. Here we go. So we'll figure that out, I guess. Or never remarried and only had one child. By skimming the pages of the diary, you glean the following information. She was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth's on her father's side. Okay, so her dad was one of the 5-piece. Her mother's family was called the Cossells, but she hardly ever mentioned them. Sarah Cosell. Okay. I should probably take notes of this, actually. Rather than just going back, but whatever. Her father, who she always referred to as Pop, was the head lawyer for the Roottree Candy Company and helped write a legal document called the Clancy Trust. I don't know if I have it in there somewhere, but I have the trust somewhere. I looked it up, but it didn't come to anything. Okay. It's clear from context that the Roottrees have internal shorthand names for the different generations of their family. Lauren uses them often. 5 pieces, the generation of children by Gwyneth and Elias. Lauren's father was in this generation. The next generation, Lauren's generation, and the free spirits, the generation after Lauren's, including her son. The free spirits. Okay, so her son's in this picture. Clark. Here it is. So Clark's in this picture somewhere. He's either gotta be this guy, or that guy. You know, one of the 4 guys. I threw up 3. One of the 4 guys. I want to highlight that, actually. I can't, okay, fuck you then. That's notes. This is 1953 complaints. An entry entitled Complaints from Lauren Rootree's Diary, written in 1953. This entry seems to focus specifically on one of Lauren's family members, Gwen, who's in the notable, yes. Okay. It seems everyone has something to complain about. Gwen, as an only child, complained of loneliness. I told her that being expected to watch after 3 young brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. During the summer where I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot, I have that right, yes, Margot. Maybe if I didn't do Margolite, maybe we just looked up Margot. I hoped she would be the sister I never had and that I'd do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the 2 of them. What a mess, but she just complained to me. She just complained. To her, I was the lucky cousin. Now she's off living the glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. I must admit, seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Her visage stares at me even now from my coffee table. She gets to be in Starlit. And telltales of how she gallivants around kissing the likes of. Okay, we already knew his name was Wild Bill Williams, but we don't know his actual name. Harrison Lane didn't come up with anything. So maybe Starlit will give us more information on these two. She's the first Roottree woman to be anything other than a housewife. Okay, then I'm just gonna put in all of these as housewife. Oh, I guess I don't know where their other daughter is. Because that's father. But I don't know where... Of these two, I don't know who's daughter and who is son. Okay, but... Margot is a housewife. And I am jealous. If I were not a single mother, could I make my own way in this world? So is she technically labeled as a housewife then? But I'm off topic. A girl with all the luck in the world was jealous of me, and now, though I have been undoubtedly burdened with a terrible tragedy, I am also lucky to be born into a family that can support me for eternity. I can raise a child without worry, unlike countless other widows. If any of them were to hear me complaining, they would rightfully scoff just like I do at Gwyn. Dynasty. 1958, it focuses on the day her grandfather Elias announced he would be stepping down as president of Roottree Candy Company and the meeting to determine his successor. Oh, here's Clancy coming up. I wish I had been a fly on the wall that day. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president, but that's what he gets for holding on to it so long. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody got time for candy. So the 5 pieces refusing to step up, it came down to the next gens. Pop argued at length that the company should stay with our branch of the family since we still have the Roottree name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who volunteered, okay? Instead, it ended up going to Zach. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son of the first 5-piece. I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company, but Granddad has always had very particular views when it comes to his bloodline. I asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm next oldest of us all, but he just laughed. I'm assuming Angie and Zach are related. Or, like, not related. They're all fucking related. Brother and sister. Because they're being compared by age. I'll never forget the cuss words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother even the quick-witted, at least with catty remarks, countered back, maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. So, I'm assuming they're making a fat joke about Zach. So, firstborn son. So this is... Well, I don't know if I have a picture of him yet. Ads. No, I forgot it. I thought I turned off my ads. I've turned them to the lowest. Hi. I've turned my ads to the lowest, but I can't completely turn them off. Okay, back to my train of thought. This must be... Where'd it go? This must be Zach. Zach. Oh, but is it Zach or Zachariah? So, last night, I only got the sisters, the spouse, their dad, spouse, the beginner family. I got James, his spouse, their 2 children. I got Miracle Jr., Miracle the Third, and Gwen. But all that's gray right now hasn't been confirmed, and it was done today. So I haven't gotten anywhere today, really. I'm looking through Lauren's diaries right now. Yeah, they come on when you enter. Yeah, I lowered my pre-roll, but they still show up. Wait. Okay, so was there a Zach? Yeah. So it is Zachariah. And then this much Morden? Oh, there's a bunch of Mordens. Well, okay then. So he's the president second. Oh, okay. That was 3. Okay. I locked in all the notable Roottrees. Okay. Okay.
You're listening to WRTD.
It's time for your headlines. Once an hour, every hour, on the 45. It's a bizarre development to an already tragic tale. In the wake of the accident that took his life, some of Carl Roottree's belongings have apparently gone missing. Most notably, a framed photo of the Roottree family from the mid-1970s that Carl had on his office wall.
So the one that we got from Mystery Woman?
About who would do such a thing and why. For that article, search online for WRTD News. Again, that's WRTD.
Maybe if I looked that up, I could use that as a reference. So this is son. This is father. So this has to be, or father, this is also son. So this has to be their daughter. Roottree's dead. I was also trying to think of a Roottree joke, Roottree joke, cause the RTD. Wait, what did that say? News stores taken in the mid-1970s, as well as some papers and mail from his office. They would return again later. Not long before they were set to return, you heard something odd on the radio. The photo you were given may have been stolen. Okay, yeah, we got that. Okay, and so she only had brothers. Okay, let's go back to reading. An entry entitled Sam from Lauren Roottree's diary, written in 1963. From a previous entry, you learned that Elias Roottree had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family gatherings. Oh, that's this picture, correct? Yeah, Sam. Okay. Gwyneth had been pushing to include Sam for quite some time. Lauren writes, "Why Sam? I have many distant relatives I've never met. After all, Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or two. But I was told trim their branches from the family tree. So why is Sam special? Nothing adds up. And I'm not the only one to realize." Angie summoned all the new gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwen's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. Uncle Junior's? Whatever. At the reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands, E.C. and John. So, his uncle is a junior something. Yeah. I don't like the way it's said. Maybe Eli. Yeah, it's Eli Jr. When he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work. Upon hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all three are on the books, okay? Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother. Okay, so Miracle's other son's name is Eli. Even chimed in, apparently, when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seems thrilled. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider was cozied into family affairs, especially one who works on the farm of all places. Whatever happened to blood is thicker than syrup? Why is Granddad making an exception now? Okay. Clark. One of the final entries called Clark from Lauren Roottree's diary, written in 1964. Clark's getting married again, and in my opinion, far too young. He's barely 18. For God's sakes, and Danielle is not much older. Danielle. Franks. Okay. Danielle Franks. After all, Jacob and I, but openly confronting them would make me a hypocrite. After all, Jacob and I got married at 16. Clark, like the rest of his generation, is a free spirit. What else do you call a group of kids growing up with more money than any one person can spend? They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Carl. But that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Maybe I'm just getting old, but our generation was never so bad. My brothers all seemed... I think Clancy's one of her brothers. To pursue paths of knowledge, and the most rebellious thing any of us ever did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take... I'm just gonna... most rebellious thing. I'm just gonna highlight that whole section. Once he retires. And as for me, my first published book, Swashbuckle My Heart, is based on the pirate stories I used to invent with Jacob when we were walking the woods after school. I think he'd be proud that Clark and I are carrying on his name. I can't type now because she's in the way. Okay, so that's Jacob Rafferty. So that means all the other Raffertys are down this line. Okay. Hi, baby. Even my cousins are doing well. Zach's not a bad president after all, and his sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Gwen is Gwen, but at least she came out of the divorce with her head held high. She even told us she might come home next year so we can meet her kids. But the free spirits in any other family, they'd all end up on the streets, even Clark. That's a whole lot of fucking nonsense. Okay. Where the fuck do we start? She's in... Which one was it? You know what? Fuck it. I have it in my notes. Lauren's generation is the next generation, so she's in this photo. I'm assuming that's Lauren? I don't know. Hydrate and hydrate, okay. That's one. That's two. I just projectile vomit water. I could be wrong that that's Lauren, but then this one didn't autofill, so or didn't get correct, so that is not James. Jim. Miracle. Two big booms. Oh. Boom. Where was it about? It was Sam. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother. Boom. So this is an Eli. I'm assuming it's Eli M. Oh, baby girl. What are we booming? For two big sips. Did you see Miracle's two boys were in that? She said something about the photos. And that Miracle's boys. Why does the guy in the front look like Jonah Hill? This guy? Are you saying this guy? Well, I mean, a little bit. I think it could be the hair with the face shape. Anyway, so... But I swear there was something about Miracle. There's a lot of people that I could look into right now. Let's go to my notes and see what I can clean up. So Butler County, well, that I can basically get rid of. First Anderson, no, that I can get rid of. Carl's cousin Jim. A notable singer, had a young daughter around the same age as Raina. Okay, so they're about the same age. I still need a picture of Raina, though. I'm assuming it's gonna be an old catalog? Because they were saying since she's the oldest, she was the first model for the fashion line. That I can delete. Ernie and Debbie have daughter Nicole. Okay, that one, still don't know, but that one is definitely a big thing. Yes, her brother Clancy, okay. Carl and his second cousin, Ernie Jr. So, fuck, that could be anywhere here. Shit. Who had just become President of Roottree at the time. A romance novel by Lauren Roottree. An inspiration for one of her brother's lectures on the Middle Ages. Clancy Trust. Margot. Oh, I want to look up Starlet. Second cousin with a kid. How many of his cousins had kids? All of them, I think. Sorry, not all of them, but most of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. No, 6, 7. Because it's second cousins. Yeah. So I can't just narrow too many kids. I can't just narrow it down easily. I have to like shut up, Daya. Get out of here with 6, 7. 6, 7. Starlets. Because I want to figure out. Okay, there we go. Starlet was a magazine that I want to figure out Gwen. Starlet was a magazine that started with the colorization of film and went until 1964. Generally, it was a tabloid with the focus on famous actors and actresses. It didn't much go into any other aspects of filmmaking or Hollywood news. Starlet. Okay, this is new, yeah. Gwen Roottree was often in Starlet. Most mentions were about the time of her divorce in 1958, from Wild Bill Williams. The gossip is speculative and full of tabloid stereotypes. Some of it focuses on the fact that when she announced her divorce, she also announced she was pregnant again. Others mentioned that the rumor is Wild Bill had multiple affairs, which left her heartbroken. There is also an interview from earlier in mid-1957 where she was asked about her last name. She answered, "The power of a name is undeniable. My grandfather consistently preached the importance of family names and honoring them. My family decided to bless me with a famous name. There's nothing wrong with Cornwall, but Roottree has power. My husband simply goes by Wild Bill. It's an infamous name he repurposed for himself because he didn't have the benefit of being born with a famous one. But Wild, combined with the alliteration Williams, is incredibly memorable. Although we've relocated to Paris, I know your readers love to keep up with my husband, so consider this a Starlet exclusive about both of us. Wild Bill and I have a child on the way, and we're sticking with Roottree for the last name, not Williams." Oh, so is Williams his actual last name? But we also plan to lean into alliteration. That's how we'll honor both of our family names for the next generation. Okay, now let's look up Wild Bill. Wild Bill Williams was mentioned many times throughout the magazine's lifespan, with stories and gossip about who he had been seen with in public. I know our William Williams. Yup, that's the name. With stories and gossip about who he had been seen with in public. Blondes mostly. 3 specific passages stand out. The first mentions one of his first roles was under his real name, Walter Forsythe. Walter. Kind of surprised there's no picture of him, since he was an actor. The second is an interview. Although he doesn't mention her by name, you determine the context he is talking about, Gwen Roottree. An apology to all the ladies. I'm actually taken. Earlier this year, I did a friend a favor. He was directing a war movie and asked me to play a small part. Wouldn't you know, that son of a bitch cut me from the movie. I'm just ribbing. It wasn't his fault. Apparently, the studio didn't want to pay for a star of my caliber. I got the last laugh, although I met someone. She spent most of the film crying. She was playing a soldier's wife. But even through the tears, she was incredible. I know I tend to have a reputation, but this one's true love. I only have eyes for her. Ironically, the third rumor is that his divorce from Gwen was due to multiple affairs, including one with another actress. An American reader on vacation in Paris claims to have overheard Wild Bill and Gwen arguing in public while she was holding a baby and visibly pregnant. Not long after, Gwen announced she was divorcing Wild Bill and also that she was pregnant again, giving this rumor more credibility. Okay. So I can delete the starlet. Is there anything new from Harrison Lane, maybe? And nothing's relevant. Okay. Well, that's taken care of. Maybe I should look into Clancy? Because that's Lauren's brother. Oh, wait. Nothing relevant. Okay. No, not Business Watch. Sorry, wrong one. They go into a bit of the history. She grew up around the famous family. She wrote some romance books, including historical figures such as pirates and knights, that were released under her married name Rafferty. Now her diary is being released under her birth name. The reviewer gave it a 4 out of 5 and claims it captured the evolution in perspective from adolescence to adulthood and a true feeling of change in society across multiple decades. They call special attention to the author's recollection of the day she heard that her husband Jacob died in the war, and how times have changed in the more than 20 years between the first and last diary entry. The writer of the review mentions that because the majority of the interactions in the book took place in Butler County, including many locations they personally recognize, it made everything feel more real and perhaps contributed to a higher score than it would have received otherwise. They end the review with, "Don't forget, you can find this and many other books at your local library." Okay. Now we're gonna go with Clancy. Or I guess I could do Ernie Jr. Let me just look up Ernie Roottree then. Nothing? Ernie. Ernie Jr. Okay. Then never mind. Wait. Ernie and Debbie have a daughter, Nicole. Ernie Jr. fucking know. Where's the flavors? So there's G. So the first child is G. I'm assuming. Because that's what it's looking like. Wait, I said I was gonna look up Margot. Not Morgo. Margot. Roottree. Anything in here? Nope. But she's gotta be here. So this is either her or her. So. Aunt Gwendolyn. Mr. Morden. Isn't his name? Wait, then this is Gwendolyn. I thought it said firstborn son. But I guess I was wrong. That was in Dynasty, right? He's the firstborn son of the first 5 piece. Okay, so no. It's not his dad. It's his mom. But Morden, not... James is the only other male, so that's James. Whoops. Gwendolyn was a housewife. She's either got the blonde hair or the, like, brown hair. That's their father. So this is the other father. So... Eli. So is this Elias Jr.? And they were architecture, preacher, and lawyer. Okay. I think that's Elias, and then the third one is CE. I'm assuming that would be Clancy Edward. I'm assuming that's Margolite. And that is... Just because of the hair and the children, it doesn't need to make sense, okay? I get that. Let me look up... Hi! Let me look up Edward... No, sorry, Clancy Edward, not Edward Clancy. Whoops. It's the double letters keep fucking me up. Okay, I didn't look up the Clancid Trust, but okay. The Clancid, pronounced Clancid, Trust is a highly unusual corporate arrangement named after Clancy Edward Roottree, who was Elias's son and the head lawyer. Okay, so he was, if I can spell, was the lawyer. Just a little bit dyslexic. Dyslexic is what I said. Due to its unique nature, it's often brought up in online discussion about financial matters and inheritance as an oddity. The company mandates that a fixed percentage of its profits are split every quarter amongst bank accounts representing each direct relatives of Elias and Gwyneth. An account is created for each blood relative at birth and first accessible when they reach 18. The actual number have never been fully disclosed to the public, but due to the ever-increasing success of the company, it is a significant amount of money. The Clancy Trust is known for being essentially impossible to get around due to many checks and balances written into it. Still, there have been a few situations in which family members have tried to forcibly remove another member from the trust. Most details online are pretty vague since the matters are handled internally. The only information you discover is from a university law school, which apparently had a guest lecturer talk about the Rootrees versus RR. While looking into the Clancy Trust, you often find mentions to the 5-piece guarantee, which went into effect at the same time. Huh? So is there anything else in here? No. I just have to figure out who he is in this picture then. This one or this one? Because they're clearly not posed in matter of age. Because Miracle's in the middle. Or like, of the three. In the middle. So, I don't know. So, wait. Preacher, lawyer, that means you are the architect. Lawyer. Clancy must be down here because it's her brother. Oh, and Clancy is named Clancy because it's Clancy Edward. Okay. I really don't know who is who. Oh, I never looked up her. Stephanie Jones. Wait, one thing at a time. First, I want to look up Clancy. The Clancy Trust was mentioned many times in Business Watch. Most results are from the 40s and 50s, but occasionally most recent references creep in. From context, it's clear that it allows the entire Roottree family to earn money based on the profits of the candy company. The first article you can find from 1943 mentions that the infallible legal aspects of it were designed by Clancy Edward Roottree to secure the future of his father's famous name. You might be able to find. Okay. Now we're gonna look up that. No, not Margot. We're gonna look up baby. You find very few details about this particular incident with regards to a Clancy Trust. A student that attended the lecture about it wrote the following on the Legal Oddities website. From what you can tell, RR attempted unsuccessfully to remove a fellow family member from the trust. It was said that RR attempted two arguments. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock, and the second, they committed a significant crime against a fellow family member. Still, due to an ironclad wording of the Clancy Trust, it was impossible to remove any direct descendant of Elias Roottree without completely dissolving the trust. Okay, there's nothing about that. There's so many different areas I could go down. Let's just look up Clancy Roottree. not Charlotte. I meant to change it to... Or... Nope. He doesn't exist, actually. There's so many names. But I'm assuming it's Clancy Jr.? Okay, they split up. I need to look up that one woman. What was her name? Stephanie Jones. You learn from an election results page that Stephanie Jones, a candidate for city council, goddamn, won her campaign on election day about a month ago. You find no mention of the Roottrees in any articles about her. Stephanie also has a very bare bones website. Okay, so I have to go to the... The most recent mentions of Stephanie Jones is a small report detailing the election results from last month's election. Stephanie apparently won her election. You also find full version of the newspaper clipping on the back of the campaign mailer. While most of it is unimportant, you do find the following. Stephanie Jones born Stephanie Landon until her marriage to local business owner Brian Jones, has lived in Butler County her whole life. Stephanie grew up in a house without a father, with my mother and her partner. Ooh. I essentially had an entirely female influence. Though she is a distant cousin of the Roottrees, her mother Carolyn, I just merged like 4 words together. A local artist who has appeared on the front page of the Butler County Times in the past. Okay, so I gotta look up Carolyn on Butler County. Has often come out opposed to the corporation's policies regarding deforestation of indigenous trees to expand their maple farms. Unlike my mother, I'm not a fighter. I want to bring love to the world. Okay. So, there was a picture with Carolyn. This one? Yes, so Carolyn is in this picture. 1, 2, 3. So there's 4 women here. Ooh, Gwyneth M is here. Oh wait, Eli M. That must be Miracle. Yeah, that's Eli. Okay, back to what I was reading. So... I'm assuming that's over here, because it's the... They had a child, they split up, but they still had the child. But they got together, split up. had the child. And then a spouse, guardian, or otherwise here. So this must be Stephanie Landon. Then this must be Mark Landon. This was Brian Jones. Whoops. Politics. Oh, I wasn't ready. I didn't realize I had 3. Okay. Oh, I got their pictures right! Okay, getting all the fucking names. Oh, I got Lauren's picture right. Miracle, Brian. Let's fucking go. Booyah! My phone's ringing.
So, you may have heard the news. Some of Carl's things have gone missing.
And
That
I have
includes the
them.
pictures and mail I
Let's
brought you
go!
earlier. I promise I didn't steal it.
Booyah. You stole it, girl.
But I did
We all know.
borrow it.
We all
I'll
know.
return it once we're done. Let me deal with my family in the meantime. Oh, I guess that means I've officially confessed.
You're a Roottree. Yeah.
I assure you, I have a reasonable
But who are you? Give me your name.
expectation
I need to put a name to a face. I assure you I have a reasonable explanation for the secrecy. I'm able to do something big for the
If
family.
you could just wait a little bit longer, I'll tell you more. In person. I'll return after 15 more blood relatives.
15? Girl. Okay. So this is Carolyn. That's not how you spell it. Carolyn Morden. Oh, that's right. It's Zach. And she's an artist. I just want to look up Carolyn right away. Morden. Okay, printing. You find a cover story about local art installations, including one by Carolyn Morden. There isn't much about Carolyn as a person. This is mostly a listing of art in Butler County. She seems to get top billing. Accompanying the story is an image of Carolyn standing beside a large metal sculpture of a mermaid. It is captured Carolyn standing next to her sculpture, Atlantis Burden. The sculpture is one of many works featured in her upcoming book, a self-portrait, art and beauty in the beauty of women. According to a quote further down, Atlantis Burden is meant to symbolize a society split by indecision over whether women should be equals or something to protect. The picture on the front page has been added to your evidence. Okay, so this is... Hi. Hi, Brianne. How long have you been standing here? A minute? Hi. I was wondering why she was crying so much. Now seeing you, I'm like, oh, that's why.
I've just been standing here.
Okay.
I wanted to get this back here. I totally forgot I had it.
Okay. Oh, it's so cold.
Because I had it in the fridge.
No, I mean, you can keep it if you want. I haven't been having migraines that often, and you have. So if you want to keep it, and I can just get it from you if I need it.
Oh, your bed looks so good.
Yeah, can you tell I actually cleaned?
Do you want the freezy cat?
She's like, fuck no.
Take the freezy cat. What do we go with the freezy cat? Huh?
No, I think she wants your hand more.
No freezy cat for Missy. No freezy cat for Missy.
Baby girl.
It's so cold it actually.
It hurts because it's so cold. Bye. Get photos. This is a picture of Carolyn. So it's either one of these. I think it's this one's her other picture. But I don't know her partner. Instead of returning, the person who hired you called you on the phone. They claimed they were a Roottree. They also told you they would give you more of an explanation the next time they returned. I guess I should look up this book. Oh, nope. Dedicated to Eloise and Stephanie. So this is Eloise. Do we not get a last name? Okay. Mostly black and white pictures of Carolyn's art. The centerpiece is a series of full color nude self-portraits at different ages, stretching from 25 to 30. They certainly have not been added to your evidence. In the intro, Carolyn talks about influences. She was one of the youngest in her generation, and in her late teens, she felt betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn and cousin Bonnie gave up on dreams to settle for boring men. She especially dislikes her brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson, and she calls him completely bogus. Their marriages led her to double down on her passions, art and the environment, and she even married a man who was the opposite of boring, which was an overcorrection. She comes out strongly against the Roottree Company effects on the local environment and rues how she was not able to convince her father, Zach, to make changes to policy. She also explains that her marriage to Mark led to the most volatile moments in her life, all negative, and that the only good thing he ever gave her was a daughter. Leaving them all behind for good, she was pushed to pursue her true arts, or her true loves, art and the beauty of women. So this is Gwendolyn Morden. And then her cousin Bonnie. So one of these is Bonnie. Maybe I should look up Clark? Because that one seems interesting. Because wasn't it Rafferty LaRue? Yeah. Kind of intrigued by that. But I haven't even gotten the 5 yet. And I don't know who this dude is in the back. Maybe one of their sons, but they look too young to have sons that age, with their brother being only this old. So why do I have a photo of them? Oh, that's right, that's Clark. Or not Clark, that's Carl. This is November. But I don't know. I know that's Eli and that's Miracle. But I don't know any of the other shit. Why haven't I put that in for Miracle yet? The fuck? I don't know who is married to Miracle the Third. Eli M. Jim Roottree. Where the fuck is Jim? Is this Jim? Gwyneth M. And Gwendolyn. Bonnie! Wait. That is Carolyn's cousin. Gwendolyn Warden. Carolyn. So Bonnie's over here somewhere. So yeah, only these three. It's one of these three women because I'm pretty sure that is Carolyn. Marrying him would take a miracle too. You're not fucking wrong. Maybe we should look into Zach. Like, who the fuck is this in the back? But here are Lauren and her three brothers. Someone and someone. That fucking devious fucking smile. Yeah, and the miracle was here with one of his sons. How does this one still have 7? Oh, is it because I technically haven't finished her line yet? Probably. How is there 6 here? Okay. I need to stop using my left hand to reposition myself in my chair. Okay, there's still 7 here too. Which, that's all locked in, so I guess it just is here. So, yeah, let's look up Zachariah. How the fuck? I just forgot the other way. That's gonna get me everywhere. Did I spell it right? Yeah. So not there. Nothing there. And who's the president? That's right, he's not a Roottree, he's a Morden. In 1959, there's a small blurb about Zach Morden, son of James and Gwendolyn. Do I know that's James? Yeah, James Morden and Gwendolyn. Inheriting candy company. He's quoted saying, "Elias entrusted me with carrying on his legacy, and that's what I plan to do. Along with 5 pieces, our chocolate maple products are selling incredibly well." Stop tooting your own horn, bro. Okay, nothing there. Nothing about your spouse? So, Gwendol. How the fuck you spell Gwendol? I was right. Gwendolyn Morden. Wait, no. That doesn't look right, but that's literally the same. Nothing in there. Nothing there. Oh no, she wouldn't be in Business Watch, but maybe. Okay, or not. Angelica. Oh, there's okay. Nothing there either. Elias Jr. Roottree. Hey. Fuck it. Let's go down the Clark Rafferty. A few fan sites for the band Jim and Diamond seem to mention that he used to make music with Clark Rafferty. They mentioned an album These Times. A band called C&J plus J&D released one single called These Times. Someone with the username Diehard Dazzler scanned the cover and noted that it cost him over $200 at auction. Apparently, this was Jim Roottree and Diamond LaRue's first song together. He also mentions that it was performed with Jim's cousin and Diamond's sister, and that it was only somewhat similar to Jim and Diamond's later work. You can't find anything else about Diehard Dazzlers, the band, or the single, so all that's left to do is to scan your evidence after a blazing fast 35-minute download. The track is also available.
Life is life, love shall be.
This must be Jim, Diamond,
You for me. Someday will come, though, that this tree will be the last of what was we. With passing years, all paths diverge. Rivers rambling, onward surge. One source behind old memories, but find their ways to different seas. Someday these times will all be over. All be over. Dew dries on the morning clover. Morning clover. So take my hand beneath the tree and carve your name with me. These times are ours for free. We'll tell ourselves these stories older, dwell on warmth, ignore the colder, probably yearn for what could be, rose tinted by youth's memory. So act as though these times ain't fleeting, love still flows, our hearts heart beating. For now ignore fate's destiny, two roads that cross once at this tree. Someday these times will all be over. All be over. Dew dries on the morning clover. Morning clover. So take my hand beneath the tree and carve your name with me. These times are ours for free.
Very 70s, yeah. The picture and the song itself.
These times are ours for free.
I think this one's Jim because, as you can see, J.D. So that's Jim and Diamond, I'm assuming. And this is Clark and Jay. Whoever Jay is. But it's LaRue. It's Diamond's sister. I don't want that to be his first picture, though. But that is... Oh, it makes sense. I didn't see the letters. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, honestly. How the fuck is there another goddamn picture of him, though? Where? Oh, wait, no, he's in this fucking photo. I just don't know where yet. Are you Jim? Jim James? And then... I don't know who he is, though. Clark Rafferty. Are you Jam? Nowhere. He is nowhere. Did I spell it right? Yeah, I spelled it right. So I don't know what he does, because I doubt he's a musician. Because he only did the one song with them. But then there's one with... So LaRue is somewhere here. LaRue? There's... Okay, so it's Jane LaRue. What the fuck? Where? How? So these must be his children. But who... Kim? Who the fuck is Kim LaRue? Let me look up Jane LaRue now. Jane LaRue. Jane Vecchio is listed as a talent for hire sites as a wedding singer. The Lucky LaRues. Way down in the credentials section in her biography, it mentions she got her start as a young girl when she was Jane LaRue of the Lucky LaRues. It was also mentioned to only contact her agent in the event that you actually wish to hire her, and that any and all inquiries about her past or her sister would be ignored. I did that twice. Fucking stop! Let me just copy it. So she's not married to him. Or if she is, she didn't take his name, but I don't think there's any... It doesn't give me... Well, no, she did marry. Because she took someone else's name. So she must be... here. Jane. I guess. I think I'll have to use that picture for Clark because I have no fucking clue. Wait, is she maybe on... No, not Clark. she might have married and then, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Nothing on the Lucky LaRue. What about Jane LaRue? No? 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 Okay. There's a lot of fucking LaRues that are unaccounted for. I'm fucking stupid. That's him on the left. This is Lauren's diary. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. I'm fucking stupid. God damn. God, what the fuck? Shit. I don't even know why I went to that photo. I don't think I was. Oh, I locked in the 5 pieces. Okay, locked in Eloise, Jane. Booyah! Gotcha. Gotcha, bitch. Just skimming past the words sometimes. I read it. I guess. Okay. So I still have one person in here that I don't know who you are, kind sir. I still don't know half the people in these fucking, like, who the fuck is November? I have not seen any mention of November. I know it's that little girl, but where the fuck is she? Like, what? And then this is Lauren's brothers and 2 random women. I don't know who they are. One of them is Sam. Does it say where Sam is? Is Sam not the youngest one? What do you mean? Like the little boy? Is that what you're saying? Because he's mad that they're bringing wrong generations. No, because this is Miracle Jr. and Miracle. So I'm assuming Sam has to be a girl. Does it say gender anywhere in here? Not in the picture. What about in the journal? Doesn't say gender, but it would have to be a girl because I've kind of narrowed it down. And she would have to be in this category, I believe. Because Lauren's in the picture and she would be about the same age. Wait. So this is the only one it could be because she's not related, so it's got to be here or it's in the top secret. Oh, Sam. Samantha Roottree. You're one of these. Yeah, let's look up Sam. Well, she was a farmhand, but I don't know what her actual... Move your fucking face. Yandere, I can't see the keyboard. Samantha Roottree. I can't see my fucking... And I can't feel my fingers properly. I can't type with my left hand. There's nothing on Samantha. But I'm assuming that's gotta be Samantha. Because I don't know what this red tie means. Maybe Samantha is back here. No, it says it has two names that must be typed manually. Well, and it has Samantha, so I don't know. Did I finish Miracles, boys? I haven't. Elias M. Nope. Fucking nowhere. This has nothing to offer me. This picture of Wolf has nothing to offer me. Nicole, wait. So how many Nicoles are there? Madsen and Smith. Well, I believe there's other Madsens, but I don't think there's other Smiths. Oops. Yeah, so this spouse is Nicole Smith. Because that's Nicole. It says, like, Miracle Third and his wife Nicole. Got that one. I don't need this picture. I wish I could, like, reorganize them. Can I? Oh, I can... Oh, I didn't realize I could sort them. Show everything. Story. Pictures. Texts. The music, which... That one didn't have any actual music. This one did I? I don't think I listened to this. I think I read it.
From her starting days, imparting wisdom to conquer life unknown. Though someday she'd depart in part, I'd never be alone.
Okay.
In my heart, I'll always be the
Son of a bitch. Okay, there's still info in here too. Wait. Yeah! Let's fucking go! So, Jim... Roottree. Interview... Until a few years ago, Diamond and I were in C and J plus J and D with my cousin and his ex, so they were together. Clark never knew his father, so our grandpop insisted he spend time with my dad and me. As a result, Clark and I grew up like brothers. Diamond and Jane... To say his dad's name, no. Diamond and Jane, on the other hand, are actually sisters, so the four of us had sort of a cutesy family band thing going on. Not our finest hour, regardless, when Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with her youngest sister. Everything exploded, no more family band. Well, and the fact that they were together during this, I don't think they're talking about Jane. I think they're talking about, what was her name, Kim? I'm thinking so. I think so. Let's go back over to. Oh my god. Diamond walked in on them? That's so sad. The only thing Clark and I had in common was music, but even then, we never agreed on what it should be. He was always more interested in catchy tunes. Something you hum a week later, I've been told rolling, is like that. But that wasn't my goal. When he called me up and said he liked it, I took it as a sign I was going in the wrong direction musically. That made him laugh, but I'm trying to make art. I don't mind saying any of this because he agreed. He'd agree. For most of the decade, he was a mess, but he's a lot happier now. He started Raffer Tunes. Copy, and I'm going to highlight that too. Excuse you. And he's a much better jingle writer than songwriter. One of the benefits of our famous family is a massive company willing to be a client. That's also how my father was connected to Roottree. All of his old ad campaigns were hung on the walls over the record player, but I was never interested. I just went straight for the music. I guess Clark was paying more attention, so maybe. What is Rafferdoons? First, I want to look up Diamond LaRue. In an article from 1968, you find a small section focusing on young, upcoming talent that Modern Music Monthly predicts will make it big. It has this to say about the LaRues. The LaRue sisters got their start doing session work for their great uncle's record company, or record label. If you remember any songs from 1960 to 1965 that feature the voices of kids, they were probably involved. Yeah, right here, youngest Kim. Sorry, I'm getting ahead. Back then, they were credited as the Lucky LaRues. Now that he's passed, they've moved on to bigger and better ventures and are going by their full names. Diamond and Jane have been touring with some famous faces. Ever heard of the Roottrees? And are looking to release an album in the next year. Youngest Kim is about to step into a prominent role on Broadway, taking over one of the children in Oliver. The Lucky LaRues, indeed. Do I need a picture? I need a picture of Kim. So let me. Okay, let me just put in Jane. Same thing. Let me put in Kim. Same thing. Let me look up Kim on. Okay, nothing. Nothing when I looked up Jane either. Nothing was found. Nothing was found. Well, I'm like, where am I gonna get a picture of Kim then? Maybe there's a family photo somewhere. Raffer Tunes, right? So I don't need the Lucky LaRues, but I do need Raffer Tunes. Business. Whoops, wrong one. Nothing. Okay, found it. A website about Raffer Tunes, Clark Rafferty LaRue's advertising firm. On it, there is an about page, and you find a picture labeled the inspiration of the famous Super Bowl ad campaign. Below that is, so he's in advertising. Below that is more detail. Clark was in a department store getting a family portrait with his wife and children, and when his wife was trying to get his youngest, Katrina, to calm down for the picture, he had the idea for the Roottree Super Bowl ad. This photo is now in your evidence. Okay, so I'm assuming this is the youngest because she would be older. And this is a picture of Kim, and this is a picture of Clark, and this is advertising. And what was her name? Katrina? So it's just Jessica left. I guess that's Jessica. I mean, how old is this picture? I don't know how old they are. They could be kids still. Okay, nothing there either. I don't know. I mean, they could be students. Because this would put them younger than them. So I would say they've got to be students. They're in high school and... Okay. Because it put them lower than the Roottree sisters. Kim, Nicole. Okay. Now I can add his other photo. And then there's another photo in here of Clark. Clark's in one of these photos, I believe. Wait. That's the wrong... Oh, it's because I don't have the name or the job. So, Danielle and him got together, broke up. Him and Jane got together, had a child, broke up. Wait, but her name's not LaRue. What was her new name? Jane. Del Vecchio. No? Chris. The fuck is Chris? Okay. How does this still have 6? I thought I got all of her... The fuck? Wait, let's read it again. CM, so that must be... Carolyn. Carolyn Morden. And that was to Carl. Right? Yeah, left in his mailbox. I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the company. You could use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let... Clark. Whoa, Clark still has so much. The most rebellious thing would be illegal. But there is no, like, breakups in there. And there, it doesn't say anything like that. I'm assuming that the race comment, which would bring in November, which November is in this photo. Is November maybe over here? I don't know. And Guy Hudson. Who the fuck is Guy Hudson? Raising her girls. Yeah, so she's a housewife. Did I already put that? Nope. Wait, no. Wrong one. And she has 2 daughters, so either one could be Bonnie. And I still need a picture of Angelica. Which she's in here, right? She's not. We don't have any pictures of Angelica, do we? Unless that's Angelica. That could be Angelica just because that's like... she's there? I don't fucking know. Because she's older than Zach. And she only looks a little bit older than Zach. So I would say maybe. And then... I don't know. Bonnie Hudson, okay. Bonnie and Christopher, but I thought it said that she had 2 daughters. Seems to be doing... oh, raising her twins. It didn't say daughters. Why did I think it's... so Bonnie... so Bonnie is a twin. With someone. Bonnie and the next president, Guy Hudson. Are there 2 kids that look alike? Fuck it, they both have glasses. Oh no, wait. They're both ginger. So, but I don't know. It would be funny if it was Bonnie and Clyde. They had twins and named them Bonnie and Clyde. So Bonnie, so she must have married, she married Christopher, but I don't know who is older. Does Bonnie have kids? Bonnie Hudson. Guy Hudson. Okay. Fancy Flavor was addition to the 5-piece product line for less than a year in 1979. It was Guy Hudson's first and historically most cited move as president of Roottree in an attempt to cater more towards what he thought the average person wanted. Guy looked at his own wealth, which was often a source of envy for others, and decided to tap into the idea that if they added fancy flavors to 5-piece, anyone could live like the wealthy. This philosophy led to a flavor in 5 pieces that was meant to mimic caviar. 5 pieces sold less that year than it had any other year, except in some foreign markets. It was very quickly announced that caviar was meant to be a limited flavor and would go back to normal as soon as possible. Yeah, that sounds fucking gross. Although the Butler County Times does not archive their obituaries, they did a front page story in 1982 about Guy Hudson and his wife dying in a car accident. The story itself is surprising light on relevant details due to regency of the accident. Police reported that the crash was caused by an unidentified driver who swerved in front of Hudson's car, causing them to brake hard and veer off the interstate. Although Guy was somewhat controversial president, foul play is not suspected. There were witnesses who reported that the vehicle which instigated the wreck was speeding, swerving between lanes, and cutting other drivers off as well for at least 5 or 6 minutes before the tragic accident. One witness says, "It could have been any one of us who they eventually ran off the road. The aggressor fled after the accident, and police have few leads other than make and model. Guy had been president of the Roottree company for only 4 years through an undoubtedly volatile period. In the company's history, he and his wife had no kids." Okay, so that puts us here. So this is Guy. This is Bonnie. I almost tried to search. That's not how that works. He was president. That must have been 3. He's 5th, so I don't know who was between. I don't know. Did it say who his wife was? Patricia. Jones or Christensen? Don't know. Wilson. So, Jem, Steven, or Zach? Or Jason? Oh, they had 3 boys. Hudden. Guy Hudson. Patricia. Yeah, it doesn't say what her name was, though. Patricia. Or not. Well. Oh! Patricia Christensen or Jones? Let me look up Jones. Patricia Jones. Nothing. Is it... What was it? Christensen? Patricia Christensen. Did I spell that right? Hold on. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Duh. Christensen. Yeah, I did. I added an extra I. Christensen Steel was a steel company in Butler County. On a World War II history page, you find that it contributed to the war effort by creating parts for vehicles, but after that went out of business. Christensen Steel and are mentioned in book review of Steamy Correspondence by, what was it? Tina Angelina. Sextina Aquafina. Okay. This softcover nonfiction. This is a book of historical letters with an erotic twist. Each letter is accompanied by context from the book's author. A letter from the book has been added to your pages. Okay. Let me spell it right here then. Christensen. Christian Steel was a company. You find few mentions. Some are old birth announcements from the owner, Matthias Christensen. The only name that looks familiar is Patricia Christensen, the third of his 4 children, who was born 1908. There was a front page article in 1944 stating that the Vice President of the United States had stopped there to visit the factory floor. The company stopped being advertised around 1949. Around that time, there was a blurb stating that Matthias was stepping down and attempting to sell the company. Okay. In 1934, someone who goes by Patch wrote a letter full of innuendo to an unknown gentleman who it is clear she had a romantic history with. Patch is thought by the book author to have been Patricia Christensen, a daughter of the owner of Christensen Steel. Her nickname was Pat, and CH were the first 2 letters of her last name, and Patricia Christensen was known to appreciate wordplay like this. Patricia, who would have been in mid-20s when the letter was written, was married to an older man of no notable status. This letter was most definitely not to him. There are also a few passages after the steamy bits that mention a daughter, leading Tina Angelina to theorize that this letter was written to the father of a child she hid from society in some way. Bye, Taya. Have a good night. The letter ends on a mention of a twisted twin that seems to evoke imagery from classic literature. If not for her story, yours and mine would be most tragic tale ever. How awful is it that such beauty was ripped from its rightful fate and worse, sent to live in possession of your brother's twisted twin? I don't think I'm supposed to know this. I don't think this is the right one. Because that's the wrong age. But we'll just read it. Twisted twin. Left an outcast, forced to a life of labor under a wicked relative. It's like something from the start of a children's fable. She deserves not the life he has been sentenced to. I can't stand to be apart from you both. Someday I shall return to you, and I pray that he has not corrupted her to know his sins. I swear that on that joyous day, with all of the strength I can muster, I will fight for our child's freedom. Let us pray her fable has a happy ending. Tina has no theory for what the most cryptic parts of that meant. Well, I don't think that's her, so I think this one, what was her name? Patricia. This is Jones. There's a Jones. I don't know if he's 3 or 4. Gwendolyn Morden didn't come up with anything. Oh, that's right. I can put your photo in now. What photos do I have? So, you must be Sam if this is Angelica. Nicole and, I can't remember. I never did look into Gwen's family. Elias Jr. I don't know if this is Sam. I'm not really getting anything about him. He looks in overalls. Is he mechanic? Oh. Okay. The coveralls, but also the story about him. Okay, he was third president. Him, Sam helping him, like, speed up his, bike or something. I can't remember what it was. Oh, I can just change out the pictures like that. I didn't know that. I don't think I have any other pictures of Guy. So, Gwen's kids are over here, and that's these 2 boys. I mean, he looks older than he does, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. They liked alliteration. Roottree, Robert and Ronald. I'm gonna say it's. Let's look up Robert first. Nothing on Robert there. Nothing on that there. Let's go to Starlet since he is a. Nope. 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 What was the other one? Ronald. Nothing there either. Okay. Nothing there. Okay. Clark still has another photo. Clark is in here. Clark doesn't wear glasses. Fuck it, is that Clark? I think that one's Clark, and I think I could be so wrong though. The only one who has any discipline is Carl. That's because Clancy sent him. Okay. So this is Clancy. So I can delete this one because that one I already figured out. Miracle. What? Miracles Eli? What? Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside farmhands EC and John. I'm assuming Sam's in that envelope. Because who is EC? Lectures, maybe he's a teacher? Whose profession is baby? Professor. Just brute force my way through. Clancy. Aunt Margot. I'm just gonna delete that. Granddad was furious, none of his sons. Oh, I already got that one. Most rebellious thing any of us ever did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived somewhere south of Pennsylvania. Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over his department once he retires. So there's Clancy. Edward? Where's Edward? Edward Roottree. Nothing. Gotcha. Okay. I'll just never think again. Thank you. Madeline. You got the glasses, Madeline? I need to figure out who the fuck this one is. Where'd it go? This one. Ernie. To Carl and Brenda. I'm sorry that you were unable to attend the funeral. It's traditional to have it as soon as possible. And Ernie. See, your job could be. Maybe Ernie was the 4th president? Nicole. What Nicole do I have? Nicole Madsen. Wait, do I have an Ernie Ernest Madsen? So... Nicole, what was it? Debbie. Debbie. Deborah Bean. Girl. Is Ernie in any of these photos? Ernie Jr. So the Free Spirits was the last generation photo. So this one, does this one have, oh, we don't know exactly who's in here. We don't know her brother's names. We just know I wanted Eli to stand all the way to the left since he looked the most like Pop, but I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the four of us stand together. What does their dad look like? I think this dude looks more like their dad. These two are very similar, but I think this one gives more look of their dads. And I'm assuming it's gonna go Clancy Edward than Eli. Elias Clancy. So this is Edward. I guess. I'm bullshitting my way through this. But Ernie Jr. So this must be Ernie Jr. Jr.'s like family. Oh, I can put, I didn't realize I can put gender. So this one's definitely well, not necessarily. Unless we know marriage of wife or... This one is male, this one is male. Wait. Oh, I can't, yeah, I don't know their, I know their last name, I don't know their first name. Zachariah Morden. Got nothing. Did I look up Chris Rafferty? I believe I did. This one's about she's the first woman to be anything other than a housewife, and I'm jealous. I wish I had been a fly on the wall today. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody got time for candy. Clancy, I'm not even sure Clancy watered it, but he's the one who was volunteered. Instead, it ended up going to Zach. After all, Granny had two sisters, and Granddad, we didn't meet them. Clancy swore he saw. Even chimed in apparently when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm. Sam gave him old tools. Yeah, okay. Zach's not a bad president. His sister is raising her twins. Gwen is Gwen, but at least she came out of her divorce with her head held high. She even told us she might come home. But the free spirits in any other family. What? Yeah, what photos do I have? Male photos. They say he's a professor, he's got glasses now. I don't make the rules. Wait, is Bonnie just a housewife? Bonnie, next president Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr., somewhere in here, Carolyn, Gwyneth, I still need Gwyneth and Gwendolyn. I have Gwendolyn Morden. And they are one of these girls. I mean, they look very similar, so I think it could be her. And then who's the other girl? Gwyneth. Gwyneth M. and Gwendolyn. Whoops. Hello? Gwen. Oh. Madsen. Okay. Madsen. What the fuck? I'm losing all. Ernest. Okay. Okay. Ernest. Where the fuck? What? Matt? Did I look up Ernest? ER. Okay. It's Madsen, right? What the fuck? Yeah, Madsen. Okay. An article from 1982 announces that Ernest Madsen Jr. is taking over the day-to-day operations of Roottree after the previous president died unexpectedly, Guy Hudson. Little is known about Ernest, but sources close to the family who have asked to remain anonymous have made it clear that he is more than qualified. There are rumors that Ernest had originally trained to succeed Zach Morden, but had been passed up for unspecific reason. Business Watch also manages to get a quote from the company's publicist. The last 4 years at Roottree have been rough. In an attempt to keep our products relevant to the modern audience, some of our decisions have had unintended consequences, from the fancy flavors misstep to the batter up bar. We've taken a bit of a tumble in the public eye. So I'm assuming Ernest Madsen married into the family. Ernest Madsen Jr. is the 4th president. And then his wife, Debbie, and their daughter, Nicole. Did I look up Nicole Madsen? Wrong picture. And his second cousin, Ernest. So it's not here. It's not. So it has to be one of these two. So this must be Ernest Madsen. What is the names for Madsen? Gwyneth Madsen and Nicole. So Nicole is one of the kids. Because it is his second cousin. That'll be this line. And it's definitely not these two, and it can't be this one. Can't be that one either. Who is November? November. Okay, her last name is Roottree. Nothing for November either. Nope. I'm wondering. I'm gonna say this is Gwendolyn or Gwyneth. Gwyneth. This is Gwyneth, and this is Ernest Jr. Don't know who is older, but fuck it, we ball. What's his name? Can't remember. Ernest Jr. and he was president. Maybe he wasn't. Fuck. Keep hitting S. I don't know who is older. know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna put him there. Her here. Nicole, she's probably a student. Maybe college? Why'd the music stop? God damn. And I'm still waiting for this last picture of Raina. Looks like a Brenda White. You stumble across an auction for a black and blue dress. That's a Brenda White original. The auction describes vintage from before Brenda became Brenda Roottree and it started designing clothes for Root. The white and gold dress itself doesn't seem relevant to your search. What about here? Brenda White. Carl is mentioned in the Butler, including mentions of Ernie Jr. What about Root? Braina. Okay, there's still a lot of names that I need to go through. Got all the notables. Is this Nicole? Oh, well, I don't know what she is. Oh, yes, because Deborah has a fucking photo. I'm dumb. Was it? President number 4. I should have locked in more. Okay, that is a picture of Clancy. Fuck yeah. He had glasses. That means he's the professor. Oh no. I didn't even lock in her fucking name. God damn it. Deborah. So this is his sister. Nah. Gwen. Gwen. Don't know what she was though. So this is not him. So that's him, and this is you. Those could switch, but I think I'm spot on with that. Let's go to Carl Rootree's. Nothing about his parents, just his wife. Clancy. Margot, who did you marry? Maybe I should do a deep dive on Gwen again. Unknown male, unknown male. Who the fuck did you marry? Wait, there's another Sam? Did I spell that right? Control. Fuck. never mind then. Zach, who did you marry? Bonnie, who the fuck did you marry? Did Hudson? No, Hudson did not continue, so she took her husband, or the kids at least took her husband's name. This is Wilson. Jen, Jason, Steven, Zach. Let me look up Dr. Wilson. Dr. Stephen Wilson does not have a practice in Butler County. It seems he operates out of Warrendale, which is somewhere between Butler County and Pittsburgh. He does still advertise occasionally in Butler County Times, calling himself pediatrician to the stars. So it's Stephen. Stephen Wilson. Okay. Dr. Stephen Wilson is a pediatrician who practices north of Pittsburgh. Although there are a lot of Stephen Wilsons and Dr. Wilsons, this one apparently found a way to game the search results as he pops to the top every time. His website claims that he is a pediatrician to the stars. The only evidence for that is that he apparently was the doctor of the Roottree sisters. There's a picture of him on his website as well as a picture of his 3 kids. The 3 of them look as though the photographer was holding them hostage. Regardless, the photos have been added to your evidence. There's also a quote, although credited to his child Jason, you suspect might not be written by a 10-year-old. My dad is the best dad in the entire world, and he treats every patient with world-class care. He will treat your children like he would me, my big brother, or my sister. So this is Jason. Dr. Wilson's kids, a quote below. There's a picture has a date on it, like was 2 years. Okay, so it was taken 2 years ago, but yeah, he's the youngest. She's the middle. He's the oldest, I would assume. And then, I don't like him. Oops. Jason. And Jason, you're a student. Wilson, you must be Zach, and you must be Jem. And student, I think you're in college, and I think you're in college. No, you are in. Okay, you're in K through 12. Hydrate easy. Okay, I locked in quite a lot of photos. She's back. On the phone.
I
Oh,
said
that's
I
right. She
owed you
talks.
an explanation,
I forgot.
but I can't reveal everything. Not yet. I'm
I
sure
forgot
this
women could
all
speak.
seems like deception for deception's sake, so I'll try to explain why. It's true, I'm working with lawyers, but not the candy company lawyers. My publisher's lawyers. I'm on the verge of releasing a book, and it's not kind to the Roottrees. Especially Elias and the 5 Pieces. The truth often isn't. But with the plane crash, the publisher is rightfully worried it'll look like I'm making things up to exploit a tragedy.
She's just in there menacingly.
So they're
Yep.
doing their due diligence. That's why you're here. To be sure there's enough evidence for an expert to unearth the whole story. If I tell you the whole story now, we can't prove that. I hope you understand. That said, I can say that the work you're doing is very personal to me. To my story, one spot on the tree is more important than the rest. You've likely noticed it. It's locked for now. I'll return one final time, after you fill it in. Also, there are fewer root trees left. In a sense, that makes it easier. Use process of elimination. It's also harder to verify when you're right. You'll need 4
No.
blood relatives before they lock from here on out. I don't have any more evidence for you, but trust your intuition. If something has a high number, it's not a mistake. You're getting closer and closer to the truth. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Okay. I wouldn't assume Jason would be in there. I think I'm gonna leave it here for the night. I feel like I'm hitting a brick wall. I think I'm needing a lot more of the periodicals, like the sources. I mean, we haven't had a book in a while, I don't think. Besides this one, but I don't know where this fits in yet. But like, she was born in 1908, I think it said, and this takes place 1934, so founded in 1908. So, I mean, it would have to be here. And I don't fucking know who he married. But they would have been about the same age. They wouldn't have been, he would have been older. I gotta go to bed. I will keep doing this, and why the fuck is it just floating there? You see that? What the fuck? Okay. I gotta go to bed before I just keep playing. So there's that. But we made a lot of progress. We're really close to finishing. I mean, Are we though? How long will it take me to fucking finish that part? A long time. You indeed cooking per usual. Thank you. Thank you. I just break my wrist. Okay, well, I'm gonna go to bed. I'll try to stream tomorrow. I'm really liking playing The Rootrees Are Dead. I'm so sad that I'm gonna finish it and it's gonna be over because it is like it's itching that fucking Nancy do that Nancy drew itch in my brain. What games like the Rootrees Are Dead? Because I know that the Oberdin's gonna be there. Her Story I own. I could do that. I don't know Her Story though. I have Oberdin. I have Her Story. I already did Case of the Golden Idol, but I could do the Rise of the Golden Idol. And then they also just came out with a new game, The Incident at Gallery House. And then there's Strange Antiquities. I really love puzzle games. And sometimes I'm fucking stupid. It's right there in front of me, and I just don't see it. But, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, you know. Hate to be like that. Yep. Okay, well, I'm gonna go to bed. It's 10 o'clock. I may read. I may read. I'm finishing a Silent Voice manga right now. I have like 5 chapters left, so I may go read. And then after that, Water, I'm gonna let you choose what I read next. Okay? And I'm gonna ask you now because I will probably finish this tonight and then start reading tomorrow before stream. So we are either gonna read. They're both graphic novels. Technically. So we're either gonna read the Scott Pilgrim box set or Death Note. You know, the manga Bible. Which do I start? I don't know if I can read Death Note. It is so. The version is so tiny. Oops. It's so tiny. It's literally the size of my head. When it comes to books, that's not fucking big. So it's either we do the all-in-one edition of Death Note or I read Scott Pilgrim. I also have Chainsaw Man, but I'm not that interested in that right now. I don't know if I have books, but there's some of them, most of them are boxed away. My Junji Ito books. I know, really hard options. Or a really hard question. But I'm deciding my fate on you. What? Did that even make sense? I'm letting you decide my fate. So, Scott. Okay. We'll do Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, it's just over there. I got the anniversary box set. I'm so excited. I've had it for like a year, but I just haven't read it. Been in my own shit. Can't do fuck all. But I will put, like I call it, the manga Bible away. Death Note isn't bad, but couldn't watch it. I get that. I started by watching it, actually. I watched that 4 years ago. And then I've been trying for like the last 3-4 years after I watched it to fucking read it. Because this is Brienne's copy. How many pages does it have? Whoops. A shit ton. Got halfway through and was like, nah, ain't for me. I get that. Definitely get that. Okay. I'm gonna go read A Silent Voice now. Have a good night. And I'll start reading Scott whenever I want to read next. Bye!